Hello, and welcome to Dire Bear. It's Tuesday night, so of course that means we're playing Remnant Shadow, our Star Wars actual play. I'll be your game master for the night, Jason. And with me tonight, as usual, will be Duba playing Doc, Rappy playing Kelter, Jeremy playing Ozen, Sarah playing Io, and Eric playing the Captain. And last week we left our players in a storage unit, I believe.
Steely wheelie automobile.
Well, it had no wheels, but you know. But you decided to walk through a bad neighborhood with some bright, shiny, expensive-looking droids, and you got jumped by some local gangers.
Tried to get jumped by some local gangers.
No, they jumped you.
Gangers
It just went really badly for them.
Yep.
So you made off with two of them and their speeder. Though once you figured out they weren't part of any larger action against you, that they were just trying to rob you, they were dispatched. Given to BL to console him over how what little he got to do in that first fight. He was being kind of pouty about it. So starting up tonight, you've had a day. Would you have just hunkered down in the storage unit, or would you have gone out exploring or scouting? Or
I think I would have sent somebody that's like, inconspicuous looking. So not Kelter.
Not wearing her armor, remember?
Yeah, she was in a standard protective vest last week.
Do you have it?
Well, we were trying to be inconspicuous to begin with, so
sure.
she didn't have it with her.
Just thinking like long term when we have to actually like scale raid the place.
Just put it in a box and bring it to the storage unit.
Yeah.
Just drag the box with her everywhere.
Just put it in the storage unit.
When
when it's party time, yeah.
It's party time, you put on the party suit.
Yeah. I don't think, Ozen's not great at being Ozen's not great at being a
sneaky.
No, she's okay at being sneaky, but she's not great at like disguising herself is the thing. Or she would do it herself. And some of you literally have face swapping technology.
Face obscuring.
Sure. Illegal face obscuring tech.
Makes it hard to tell who they are. It does not disguise him as somebody else, though.
Yeah. Actually, hold on.
I know one of you has something like that.
Well, the dim sum just like if she's let's say you're wearing a cloak, it just makes the shadows like in the cloak or like around your hood deeper, like darker.
Gotcha.
It's not gonna take a twee like and make him look like a Wookiee.
I mean, if that's the case, she's probably the most like being human out of everybody here. She's probably the best candidate to wear that then. Unfortunately.
Pretty sure Keltser's human.
I don't know that.
Yeah, Kelser is.
Alright. Mandalorian's human? Or is it a weird thing again?
Mandalorian is not a race. Mandalorian is a society.
Society. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
It is a creed.
Gotcha. Alright. Fair enough. Then, yeah, either me or Kelser. Probably. I don't know.
Both of you.
Both of us. You have two?
Well, one of you could wear the dim sum. I also have
You have the retinal scrambler thing,
retinal
right?
disguiser, and I also have something that can change your fingerprints.
Ah.
She's got a bunch of stuff to make it sound like she's really, really up to something illegal.
Yeah, no kidding.
We're about to murder a Hutt.
That's fair. I can go hood up and with the
Dim sum.
yeah.
I will link the dim sum information in the Tuesday chat.
Is it spelled dim sum like the food or
No, dim
Okay.
DIM SIM.
okay, dim sim. Okay. I've been hearing it like the food, and I'm like, I just
This
ate.
makes
I'm
no
not
sense.
hungry.
Okay, so you've got the dim sim.
Uh-huh.
What scouting is Oz going to do?
Just kind of. Well, she knows where the Hutt's like hanging out, so like just in that general area.
Yeah, you know where several of his businesses are.
Yeah. Well, crucially, like one of the ones that we were first in, when we were all together.
Okay.
Getting as close as possible without making it exceedingly obvious I'm going directly that way. So, in fact, take like a zigzag route to get there,
Okay.
and then shows up just happens to be like it's that thing where she happens to just be on the street corner, like just like looking out towards it, or however the case may be. And then I would like to look around and see if I'm being followed as I'm doing this.
Alrighty. So you make your way to the. Where did I put it? There we go. To the egotistically named Club Arnox.
Uh-huh.
Which is his favorite place to hang out.
Yep.
You said you were
Got
on
20 exactly on my search.
Let's see. So you were on a street corner.
Mm-hmm.
Observing. And you do not think anybody is following you or especially paying attention to you.
Well, was
Yeah.
that him out there?
You what now?
Oh, you plopped it on top. Gotcha. All right. I was like, where'd my character go?
Oh, I don't think I put. I don't think I put your character out there yet.
Nah, that's fine. I can slap myself on.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, just pick a corner anywhere.
Probably there-ish, probably.
Okay.
And just, Do I see that like big ass group of guards in the what looks like a hut over there?
All right, so you would have a wall of the building right here.
Oh, it's a wall?
Yeah, you're outside.
Okay, that's a
All
wall.
the really
Gotcha.
brightly colored stuff here is on the inside.
Gotcha.
Oddly enough,
Okay.
I put a wall up on the other side, but forgot to put one up on this side to make it a little more
It's all
obvious.
right.
Because that's 3 or 4 or 5 maps layered together to create a street around the building.
Yeah.
Improvise, adapt, overcome.
So think of these right here. Well, that'd be the sidewalk.
Mhm.
And then when you get like over here, there's the wall. And then
Okay.
there's the front. The front door is over here.
It's clearly a glass wall or something. It's fine.
You're gonna make me put a wall up there, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I'm telling you, it's glass. It's fine. Glass is see-through.
Super strong Duraseal.
Yeah. Anyway. She'll... There's no one, like...
There.
Okay.
You can see it now,
Alright.
can't you?
Make it fun of my
Yeah.
map.
My collection of maps.
Your, like,
Frankenstein maps.
Frankenstein's map. Yeah.
Well, one of them's a Starfinder map, and all the rest of them, I think, are 2-minute tabletop maps. But anyway, whatever.
Yeah, I think they're like the cyberpunk map.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's okay.
Hey, it
Alright,
works.
so Ocean sees that. And she'll kind of come down this way. And continue to just, like, kind of be wary and just walk.
Okay.
Do a normal ass walk.
You notice there are guards on the roof of the building,
Uh-huh.
which is not something you've ever noticed before. There's a few extra just people hanging around outside, some of whom you recognize as bouncers that usually work inside. And they seem to be fairly alert.
Okay.
Now people are coming and going from the club more or less like normal. Though maybe the bouncer manning the doors being a little more thorough than usual in checking everybody.
Okay. The bouncer at the front is...
Not that way there, that's Ludo. He's not.
Ludo's the bouncer. He's fallen on hard times.
Well, you know, maybe that's why he's going after his uncle. He's been demoted or something. But yeah, as you stand there and observe, that's really what you pick up on. There seems to be a lot more security than usual.
Mhm.
Yeah, while at the same time, it's not like the club is shut down or anything. You know, if you hang around in one spot too long, you know, you might draw some attention.
No, I'm gonna... she'd keep moving. Like... I was asking what the, race of the person watching, like, humanoid, hut,
It's a smatter. You know, the you look at the people on the roof and the ones out front. You know, it's a variety of races. The actual bouncer at the door is one of the Nikto, I think they're called.
Nikto?
Kind of scaly. If you remember from Return of the Jedi, they were some of the guards on the barges with kind of the scaly faces.
Gotcha. Yep. They have, like, spikes and stuff on the sides.
Mm-hmm. It's, you know, one of the races the Hutts hire a fair number of.
They look scary. It's I get it. Okay, I'll clock that and be like, all right, well.
But you also see some of those 3 eye stalked guys, and you know,
I'll just kind
some
of
Rhodians,
see.
some male Twi'leks.
I see all of that and just nod. I'll do it where I walk this way and then walk, like, just take a real long way back.
Okay.
The intent is to do this in such a way that it looks like I'm just going for a walk or something. Don't look like nobody. Just going for a walk.
Just somebody going about their business on Nar Shaddaa.
And then I'll make my way back to the storage place.
Okay, so you've been gone a few hours. You slip back in. Was there anything the rest of y'all were going to do while Ozone went out scouting?
With the tech she has on her, how hard?
I would say... you'd need a... I'd say it'd be difficult, which is as far as if the average person were to try it.
Sure.
And that would be IDs that would get you through like a casual checkpoint or like a bouncer checking your ID sort of thing. If the legitimate police ran you really wanted to dig into your past, it would turn out, it would come up fake fairly quickly.
Yeah. Well, she's mostly just looking for something that would probably get them into a club if they needed to get into a club, not into the police.
Not talking about fake FBI credentials. We're just talking about, a fake driver's license.
Yeah. We just want to pass ourselves off as 21.
Would an 18-year-old be able to buy liquor with this? Yes. Would he be able to register to... Oh, well, actually, an 18-year-old could vote anyway. Never mind.
Okay. Well, do I need to make a roll for everyone as a individual or as a group?
Just roll once for everybody. That's not a...
Okay.
A 31, all right. You produced some very realistic-looking fake IDs.
It's just enough criminal background to look legit.
Yep.
Murder or anything, but definitely fights. A little bit of theft.
Since it's just parking tickets.
A lot of jaywalking, parking tickets. Expired tags on your speeder.
No murder, just improper disposal of bodies, that sort of thing.
Threw them off the cliff versus disposing of them properly.
Yep. Look, we have dumpsters just for this. Keeps it all together. If you dump it off the wall, it's going to land somewhere and splat, and that's just, it's a public hygiene hazard.
That's horrible.
Hey, y'all are the one that throw people off, and not me. So yeah, through the previous night and through today, you've been cranking out these fake IDs. Feel free at any appropriate moment to drop, a comical alias for any of the other players.
Doc is still Doc, just because.
You don't want to antagonize the medic who might be patching you up. The captain should be Mon.
Makes Aira's name even more unpronounceable.
Just give it a couple extra syllables, but no extra vowels.
Just call him Morn.
No. Couple umlauts somehow appear.
Roll randomly on the table. Okay, what Ferengi name are we going to give the captain today?
Don't cross the streams.
I know. But it would fit, you gotta admit.
Yeah, he doesn't have the ears for it. Alright. So you're just finishing those up when Ozin gets back.
They've got rooftop guards. Does anyone have those little grippers? That would be fun.
If they've got rooftop guards, you just get shot while you're on the roof then.
Well, they'd have to see me first.
That would be the guards on the ground then. But the guards, like, outside, perhaps.
Did I see any guards, like, outside? Actually,
Bouncers.
gotcha. Oh,
They were trying to be a little subtle out on like the front street.
Sure.
Yeah, the guys on the rooftop, they were just packed. They were clearly just packed.
Crucially, they were on the front, and they weren't, like, in the back or whatever?
Right.
Okay. Because that angle Ozen came through, she would have seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, but there's nobody in the back.
Nobody living. Might be
Not yet.
droids or good old-fashioned cameras.
Yes.
I'm just saying, if a paranoid Hutt gone to roost is not just gonna work with guards.
Perhaps. But the front had a bunch of people who were kind of pretending to be club goers, but they are some of the bouncers. Nobody in the back. And yeah, that's mostly what I saw. The unique thing about the whole thing. Do we have any plans?
Long distance hack.
Oh, we got a copy of his schedule from Ludo. His routes, his schedule,
There
all
we go.
But you hear a couple people talking. Somebody, rattles off a storage unit number. You hear an older man. Oh, yes, this is my unit. Thank you, young man. And the younger guy is just kind of mumbling as he walks away. He doesn't sound like he was real happy to have been inconvenienced.
Does he rattle off our number?
No.
Okay.
This was the number.
I was like, I'm gonna hide with the lightsaber, just be like.
This would be the number across from you.
Okay. I'll just quietly, as quiet as a metal door can be.
It's like peeking under the edge of the metal door.
So yeah, the old guy, he's fiddling with a lock on the other side. He's glancing down the hallway. And then where you've cracked your door or cracked the door and are like down there looking through, you hear the door then the hallway shut. You know where the worker that had shown him.
Yep.
As soon as that happens, the guy stops fiddling with the lock, turns around, walks up to your door, and knocks on it.
As soon as he turns around, I'm like, shit.
He doesn't seem to notice that the door is cracked like that at the bottom.
Okay.
You did notice though that where he was kind of hunched over, while he was
he's up now.
Now he's he still looks like an older guy, but now he's up straight. Like I said, just kind of rap on the door.
Io kind of like whispering. Did he say anything about anyone knowing about this?
Ozen will call out. Help you?
I have a message from Ludo.
Well, that answers that question, okay.
Alright, I'll still cautiously, because it's still Nar Shaddaa, so lightsaber in one hand.
That message is a gun!
So,
I lied.
Here, take this severed nerf head. Oh, and this grenade.
Oh, thanks. This just turns into a Tom and Jerry cartoon.
Did this guy sound like the bird bounty hunter guy?
No, he has a heavily modulated.
Ozen's,
and when the door opens, the guy's got both of his hands up so you can see that they are empty.
Something goes in Ozen's pocket. Help you? You said you had a message?
Yes. there's something of a gang war that has started up. Ludo was unaware of this before his arrival. He wanted me to come and tell you that Arnox is basically fording up in the club. So where he gave you
there.
When you say, if Ozen says that, he nods. Yeah, he's got all of his security guys called in. So the schedule Ludo gave you basically worthless. That's his usual schedule, but he's sending flunkies off to handle a lot of the business that he used to handle himself.
So he's going to lose a bunch of his holdings just holding up in one spot.
Well, he's got some people taking care of some of that, and of course he's taking action against the other cartels that are taking action against him.
Sounds like it's never going to end.
Well, it's Nar Shaddaa. It never really ends, but it heats up and then cools down, and it heats up again later and cools down. We're just in a heating up phase right now.
Gotcha. Just happen to be heating up.
Apparently, an entire little crew of gangbangers got
a weird thing that it's uncharacteristic of him to ask questions, except where it comes to ships.
He's like, I'm just passing the message I was told to pass, asking the question I was told to ask.
No, nothing.
What rumors are going around? I mean, we're locked in. We're pretty much holed up in here ourselves. So
somebody said they saw
to spend the time.
Yeah, I know. There's
on Nar Shaddaa.
What idiot Jedi would come to, of all places, Nar Shaddaa?
That's my thought on the subject, but it's just the rumor that got around.
Here, I thought it was going to be actually decent rumors. Have you heard if anyone's going in and out of Arnox's?
So far, they seem to be letting the patrons in like normal. Oh yeah. They're still taking in food deliveries. The only difference now is where before, the trucks were just or speeders, whatever they would call a delivery truck in Star Wars. The delivery speeder would just back up to the appear to be a very busy place.
Well, just made our job a lot more fun. I'm sure we'll figure something out. I'll take it.
Do you have any information or anything you need me to pass along to him?
I mean, if you reckon he can get a does he reckon he can get some? Does Kelser have her Mando armor, or does she just leave it on the ship?
It was left on the ship.
Gotcha.
That would be a lot to carry.
Yes, it would. I'm not disagreeing with you, but it could be put in
we have a speeder. We could bring it back on the speeder.
Yeah.
Well, the trick is, if she wears it into the fight, she's easily identified at that point.
Fair.
Yeah.
We get some paint.
I'm sure it's just some random Mando in identical armor to Kelser's.
Rando.
Oh
Mando.
my
Randalorian. All right. Well, fair enough. Just making sure.
Does Ludo have any information on deliveries that would be going in and out? Like, is there scheduled typical deliveries that come on certain days?
Oh, the old man's like, yes, there is. And as far as I know, they have not changed that because of any of this. Like I said, somebody goes out and checks the truck to make sure it's not, full of gun-toting yahoos. But
okay.
But
I think the only thing we might need other than that is don't need anyone to die, of course, but just people just happen to be off when they should be when a delivery is scheduled. And you can fill in for that.
That'd be horribly convenient.
It would.
The old man's like, I'll put that suggestion to him, but